Caleb hadn't gotten that sweet 2-point conversion y'all keep for trying to erase.
This is Week 2's largest line, to Hub's dismay. He's our Raiders fan. Ravens favored by 8. Brew, do you need to see a dominant performance by the Ravens?
Need to? No. It'd be nice. But I need a win. That's what I need.
Well, yeah.
And I'm more interested in how they play. Because I really think they're going to win plenty of games. It's about getting themselves playing their best football for when they meet the Chiefs or whoever in the playoffs. And so I want to see a lot of Derrick Henry. I want to see less of Lamar running. Certainly, I don't want to see him running into people. If he runs, and I want him to run some, but run out of bounds, slide. I want to see them working with the 12 personnel, the 2 tight end sets. I want to see Lamar throwing it to Zay Flowers some. So I'm looking at, because they're going to beat the Raiders, all right? And they're going to be a great team this year. So I'm more looking at, all right, are you progressing toward a style of play and a version of yourselves that can beat the Chiefs? So
yeah, I'll kind of just surmise that really quick. I need to see their identity. Who are they? Like, and you've always been a running team. When we think of the AFC North, we think of a physical, brutal division that kind of beats up on everybody else. Like, I need to see that from the Baltimore Ravens. Offensively, defensively, I like what they're doing. But offensively, you've been a run-first team. We know that Lamar wants to throw the ball. But what gets you wins, what wears on opponents, is when you physically impose yourself like you've always done. Be that.
I think you guys are totally focused on the wrong side of the ball. The Ravens' offense is going to be fine throughout the course of the regular season, and no matter how it looks in the regular season, people are going to be a little nervous about how Lamar is going to play in the postseason. That no matter what it does, it's the defensive side of the ball that I need to see be dominant against Gardner Minshew and the Raiders. That to me, Brew, if I were you, would be the only thing I care about in this game. The Ravens offense is going to be good over the course of the year, maybe great over the course of the year as long as Lamar's healthy. Is the defense good? I know, like the argument.
You didn't think it played well against the Chiefs? I mean, they made a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah, you keep calling it mistakes, but I just don't know if they're, like, the coverage breakdown is, we can say, oh, they won't do that again. Well, let's see. The roughing the passer, the late hits, one that got called, one that didn't. They have a young, new defensive coordinator. They lost some key personnel. How good is the defense? That's just what if I were a Ravens fan, that's what I would be watching for. Like, it's an overmatched Raiders team. Can we dominate them when they have the ball? That, to me, is the learn from this game, because that's the bigger question mark about this team.
I'll buy that. Upset alert coming up. Ended in divorce. Bears-Texans Sunday night. Bad news for the Bears. Both Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen missed Wednesday and Thursday practices. Better news for Caleb. C.J. Stroud sharing some advice. Take a listen.
Be yourself. Understand whatever got you here is just good enough. You don't got to be superhero. You don't got to try to make all the plays. And sometimes the boring plays are good. But yeah, that's what the advice I would give to him.
By the way, I threw for 400 yards my second game. No big deal. Willing to guarantee a Caleb bounce-back game, because I think he only had 90-something yards. Somebody just telling me?
Yeah, I'm willing to more than guarantee it. Wilds. If you'll join me.
Please don't. Between this and the
Dunce
Trevor
cap
Trash
guarantee.
Hour.
You won't do that. All right, you know what? Fine. I know you don't like the dunce cap guarantee. I got a different one. Here are the stakes. Here are the parameters. You tell me if you'll join me. If Caleb has a game, Brew can be the judge. A dud on the level of week 1, I lose. And if he outplays Caleb, or if he outplays CJ, outplays CJ, you lose. To shave your head special.
No, okay.
Okay, this guy won't do it. All right, well, I was willing to do it.
Under no circumstances.
I was willing to do it. Here's what I'm willing to guarantee, Greg. Much like some of the other much ballyhooed first overall picks, we can show it to you, who struggled in their opening game.
Don't show this.
He is going to bounce back. Joe Burrow had an awful opening game, bounce back. Andrew Luck had an awful opening game, bounce back. Now, John Elway still had a bad game, but it was better than his 1 for 8 for 15 yards and a pick. So, yeah, guys bounce back. He is not going to have that bad of a game again. Now, at some point in the year, he'll oddly probably have a worse game, meaning he'll throw for way more yards but have 3 or 4 turnovers like most non-CJ Stroud rookies do over the course of their career. But he's going to bounce back. He's one of the greatest college players ever. And I understand why you guys don't care about hearing about that with Trevor, because he's 4 years removed. He's 1 NFL game removed.
I don't doubt he's going to bounce back. I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm talking about the Texans defense right now.
We thought the Texans defense was great in week 1. Week 1 is sacred, guys. Was the Texans defense great in week 1?
Look, I think he's going to be better than he was. I think he'll throw for 100-something yards.
You don't think he'll get to 200?
No.
You got to hope he gets to 200 yards.
I don't think he gets to 200. Okay. We'll see. I mean, I don't think Rome Odunze is going to play. Keenan might, but he's going to be hampered even if he plays, but he may not play. And I think DeMeco Ryans is going to draw something up defensively where I thought Tennessee they had him thinking, let's put it that way. And that's not unusual. He's a rookie, first game and all that, but he's an instinct player. And so if he's still thinking he couldn't do his thing, and that's going to be the case for a little while, as he'll get to a point where he's seeing the defenses clearly and he's not having to think about it, and then he can play instinctively. But I think week 2, DeMeco Ryans, I think they're going to throw some stuff at him that has him thinking a lot. And then without 1 or 2 of your top weapons, I think he's going to be better, of course, than week 1, but I don't think he's going to have like a really good game.
Yeah, I think he'll be better. He'll definitely bounce back. It's hard to throw for less than 100 yards.
Yeah.
Like, it's just hard to do that, especially when you have a quarterback who is as talented as Caleb Williams. Like, for me, I believe Rome Odunze or Keenan Allen, they could both be out, and I still think he would still have a better outing than
Well, better, but we all think he'll be better than 93 yards.
Look, his issue is, number one, they gotta put him in better situations to be successful.
Yes.
Like, take the plays that are there. Don't try to make the play. Like, you got to just take what's there. When you're young and you want the game to slow down, take the play that's there. When you see it, take it. Yeah. And then as the game starts to unfold and unravel and you get a better feel, now you can start making plays because you've started to take what's there and you soften up the defense. But I think he just didn't do that, and they didn't put him in a position to do that in week 1. This week, regardless of the defense of what DeMeco Ryans and that Texans team does, I think he'll have a bounce back.
I'll give you a glass half full. Bryce Young's first win. 22 for 31, 235 yards and a touchdown against CJ Stroud and the Texans.
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, the
number 1 picks that we're struggling.
You see,
what are you talking about?
Don't compare him to Bryce Young. It's not a good. That's not classic.
They're not. I'm not trying to be fresh. Number 1 picks. He got his first win against DeMeco Ryans' defense.
Excellent.
I'm not trying to be. Jamar Chase was bottled up week 1, but is still confident in the slow to start Bengals. Take a listen.
Do you feel like y'all are still top of the AFC, like in the mix to win the AFC each year? I mean, where do you feel like y'all are?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Everybody knows that, bro. It's not no if. You know what I'm saying? We are the team to be in the AFC, and we know it, and we got to act like it, and we got to play like it too.
You talk about the chirping and the talking. Does that make it more fun for you?
In the game, yeah. You know what I'm saying? When the media come, y'all just blow it up and then make some stuff out of it. But I just wait till the game come now. I'm smarter than that now. I'm 4 years in.
He doesn't know what he just said a few minutes earlier.
I love it.
Okay, here comes the media. Kansas City's own.
I mean, honestly, and this is a loaded field, but this, I think, is the worst take of the year. I honestly think across, not just NFL, across all sports.
You think it's the number 1 seed?
I think this is the number 1 seed for worst take of the year. The idea, just bring out the damn board. I mean, there's no preamble needed. The idea, and by the way, the preseason bulletin board, if you remember, Joe Burrow, who I like, built to beat them, he said. Yeah. All right, we'll see on Sunday. Jamar refused to say Patrick Mahomes' name because he thought he was going to be number 1 on the list, wasn't even number 1 on the list. But now we're to the regular season board, and Jamar Chase, front and center where he wants to be, saying the dumbest thing I've heard a football player say in a decade, which is that the team that has won the conference 2 years in a row and 4 of the last 5 and is back-to-back Super Bowl champions is not the team to beat.